Hey, what's up everybody? This is VisitJoan, and today we're going to be rebuilding the Broke family home from The Sims 2. Now, I decided to do this one because, like I said, I've been having fun doing all these other builds, but also because, I don't know, I may need this in the future. I don't know, I just want to keep my options open, and since I had already done the Dreamer family home and I had Dirk and everything, I figured it would only be fair to let Angela have her boyfriend and his home. So now this video is going to be short and sweet because it's a rectangle. I mean, there's nothing to this house. It's a trailer home. I spent no time building at all, so I normally have the videos going 8 times as fast, but this one might be going 4 times as fast. I don't know. It depends on how long this voiceover ends up being, because I record these voiceovers before I actually edit the video, and that is because I need to know how long to make the video at like a minimum, like the minimum length. So, it just depends on how long this is going to go. I don't know how long the voiceover is going to go. I mean, I have it planned, but anyway, that's pretty much it. There really wasn't that much to change about the house, but the one thing I did change is I did not put the pool in the backyard, because why? Why would that be there? That is just disturbing. Like, no, nobody would have that there. Oh my goodness. But also, I did, when I furnished the house, I did change up the kitchen a little bit. The original house had the kitchen going along the one entire side of the house, and I just put it in the little, oh, geez, I don't know what to call this thing. I just put it all in, like, the back of the one room because I just wanted them to have some more living space, and it kind of made sense to do that. So anyway, that's pretty much it, the changes I made to this house. As for the Brokes, there's Brandy, who is actually the daughter of Bob and Betty Newby. You know, the couple that taught you how to play The Sims 1, and then you never play with them again. At least, I never played with them again, I don't think. But anyway, speaking of the newbies, have you ever looked at the newbie house in The Sims 1 and wondered where the heck did Brandy sleep growing up? I mean, I realized that they built that house before they even considered giving the newbies a child, but I mean, you still have to wonder, did Bob and Betty just shove her off on the couch when she was a kid? Like, what the heck? Anyway, you guys, just ignore that. I have a tendency to tell stories like Louise from Ant-Man, so you're just gonna have to bear with me here. But anyway, back to Brandy. Now, here's the interesting thing about Brandy, is that Brandy broke the game. No pun intended. Okay, I did that on purpose. But basically, she wasn't there in The Sims 1, so basically you have to assume that Bob and Betty hadn't had her yet. Well, The Sims 2 is supposedly 25 years after The Sims 1, so Brandy at most would have to be 25 years old. Yet, she has a teenage son. And if he's 13, and you do the math, she would have had to have had him when she was 12. Like, no! Like, I mean, I realize that is possible, but it's not very likely to happen. And plus, her memories state that she got married and all that stuff before she had her first kid. So it's just like, the continuality is broken, which is why I feel like it's okay for me to take, whatever I want and do whatever I want with the continuality, because it already makes no sense. It's like, no, we can just throw out everything we know before we even know it. So that's why, it justified the timeline shift. Because I did basically move the start of the game for the Pleasants, the Brokes, and the Dreamers. And why? If you want to know why I did that, you can go check out the Pleasant family video. But anyway, it's just the whole continuality is just broken. And if you want further examples of that, you go look at Brandy's husband, Skip Broke. It is extremely complicated. There's like 2 Skip Brokes, and it's all this other stuff that I could go into, but that would probably make this video like really, really long, longer than it needs to be. And normally I don't have that problem, but like I said, this house is a rectangle, so it's not going to take long to do. But anyway, together they have 2 children. They have Dustin, who is a teenager. And Dustin, like I said before, has his fair share of problems. He's, rebellious and he acts out, but that's really because he just doesn't have anything better to do, Dustin is just one of those people who is, like, really good at, like, doing what other people tell him to do. He wants to be told what to do, but since nobody really tells him what to do, he kind of makes bad choices, and it gets him into trouble, and there's a whole lot more about Dustin we'll get into in a minute. But Dustin has a younger brother named Bo, and really there's not that much to say about Bo because he's a toddler. I mean, what do you say about a toddler? So there is kind of like a big age gap between the two, but I don't know really why that is. But anyway, So basically, they were doing pretty well. Skip had a good job. It wasn't the highest paying job in the world, but it did keep their roof over their heads. And Brandy had a job too for a while, but she was actually able to quit that job and spend more time with Bo and raising her boys and all this other stuff. And then there was, well, they put it in The Sims as a suspicious letter accident, but basically what happened is that Brandy was left to raise her 2 sons by herself. And here you have the problem, because now Brandy had quit her job, but now the family no longer has an income. And, so Brandy, she started looking into, trying to get a job, but it turned out that it was going to be a lot harder than she anticipated, because she quickly realized that she's pregnant with baby number 3, and it's really hard to get a job when you're pregnant. And I know there are laws like forbidding that kind of thing, but they don't have money for a lawyer. So it's like, you're trying to get a job and the employers just don't want to deal with, okay, we want to hire this person, but, we don't want to deal with maternity leave and all of that stuff. So I think, Brandy decided that she was much better off staying at home until the baby's born, because, she couldn't really afford childcare. So Dustin had to pretty much step up to the plate and find a job. And, he was looking and he couldn't really find anything. But he came across this one bunch that's like, hey, you want a job? We can offer you a really good deal of money. All you have to do is just stand on the street and sell this stuff. And Dustin, he was desperate for this money because he's the sole supporter of his family. And so he's like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. What he didn't realize is that the group was actually a criminal organization and they were selling stolen goods. So he is working as a criminal, and that's probably going to get him in trouble at some point. But that's just how these criminal organizations work. They find teens that are basically desperate for money, and they offer them a really good salary to do their dirty work. And, when those teens grow up, they find they can't get jobs because nobody wants to hire them because they work with the criminals. So they have to go back and work with the criminals. It's like a never-ending cycle, and Dustin is falling down in that trap, and it's not looking good for him. Dustin is dating Angela Pleasant, and I haven't really gone into the details about this relationship because, on the surface, they seem like complete opposites. It's an opposite attract kind of thing. But I really do think that there is maybe more to that because, they were friends as kids. And I really don't know. They probably do have some things in common. I haven't really thought about it. And they're really kind of taking this relationship really kind of slow because, they like each other and they flirted with each other, but they haven't really kissed yet. And I know Dustin really wants that first kiss and Angela wants that kiss too, but they just haven't done it yet. It hasn't been the right time. So, and the other problem is that Daniel Pleasant, Angela's father, does not like Dustin. Whether it's because of, Dustin kind of acts out, or if, it might be that, Dustin kind of realized that Daniel was just, unfairly targeting him and fought back against it, and Daniel took that as being disrespectful. So, there's just this big problem going on here with that. But, Dustin, he's not going to let that get him down. He's like, she's my girl, you're not, it's not your decision. You're not standing in my way. So anyway, that's pretty much it for the Broke family. If you liked this video, I would really appreciate you giving it a like. And please subscribe if you haven't, if you like this kind of thing, if you want to see more videos, more builds, that kind of thing. There are probably other things I should say here, but honestly, I've kind of forgotten what they are. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye!